Erdnot Reeve is more intelligent than people give him credit for. That's the basic premise of The Rage of Tuchanka. Now, it's true that he's perhaps a little bit more competent than he would be in actuality, just for like the sake of the story. It's much like a lot of my stories, there's a bit of conceit you have to accept. But I still think that Erdnot Reeve acts intelligently here, and not as intelligently in canon, but enough to do what he needs to do. So I also want to make the same argument that I did with the Courier God. Uh, yes or not, Reeves' behavior could be considered out of character compared to canon. However, I also think that because I write in literally a shared universe called the multi-universal afterlife, it's also entirely possible that this is simply a different Erdnot Reeve, one that's a little bit smarter, a little bit more intelligent. Reeve is an underrated character, much like Arya T'Loak. Well, Arya T'Loak isn't really underrated, but her nuances aren't appreciated. Reeve is straight up underappreciated, and I wanted to give him his own story, his own chance to shine. Now, this doesn't mean he's a good person. Obviously not. What's happened in this story is pretty awful, but I mean, you might have noticed that I kind of like giving the underdog a chance to screw over the status quo, even if the results are often unjust and horrible, especially if the results are often unjust and horrible. And I think that manifests itself in this story, The Rage of Tuchanka. Now, one of the reasons that I wrote the follow-up piece through Might is just because of how badly the Asari are brutalized here, and the Solarians, but especially the Asari. Like, the whole point of these stories is that everybody gets a chance to get screwed over, and everybody gets a chance to win, including the Turians. One day I will write Triumph of the Hierarchy, and they will get a chance to rule the galaxy along with everyone else. The whole point of my stories is everyone gets a chance to rule the galaxy at some point, even if you're horrible, because the Death Note can give you a chance to do that. And if not the galaxy, then at least the world. Thanks for listening.